Hey YouTube, Shobi here with a review of the PokéPla kits 19 and 20, Pikachu and Victini. These were made particularly for the Victini movies, the black and white movies, Reshiram, Zekrom, Victini, all that fun stuff. This one doesn't have the labeling, but the box styles are incredibly similar. They did come out at the same exact time. And it's nice to see some a Pokemon that isn't a legendary get a full kit release, even though it's kind of the main character, so it's not really that big of a surprise. There was a PokéPla Victini available in re-releases of Zekrom and Reshiram model kits. They came with a little tiny Victini, but I didn't pick those up because I had Zekrom and Reshiram already. So you get the big one instead. So let's go ahead and start with Pikachu, move into Victini, and take a look at these guys. Like I've been saying numerous times, if you've been watching these PokéPla reviews, these average about $7 to $10 a piece. Pikachu and Victini were a little bit cheaper. I think they retailed for around $5.60 or so, as opposed to $7.20. So you can probably get these for about $5 to $7 instead of $7 to $10. So let's go ahead and take a look at Pikachu. I really like it, actually. I'm not a huge Pikachu fan. I'll say that from the start. I'm never a huge fan of the main characters, just because they usually are incredibly popular and overdone. But I do think Pikachu is adorable in his own right, and this kit is actually incredibly good, especially if you're a Pikachu fan. So you've got little maneuverable arms here. They're just on little swivels, which is perfectly fine. His head does move back and forth, and as you can see, when you do so, his ears move in an incredibly adorable manner. So I'll definitely say that. I think it's absolutely adorable. His tail does swivel back and forth. It does come out rather easy, so make sure it's stuck in there. And his feet kind of move a little bit, but that's just because they aren't in there that tight. But yeah, his gimmick is the ear moving, which I think is adorable. And cleverly built. The little gear mechanisms that you put inside his head are incredibly easy to build. You just follow the picture-by-picture instructions. And it's incredibly easy, but it's actually quite a bit intricate when you actually take a look at it. Sticker-wise, the only thing you really have is the pink tongue, his nose, the white dots of his eyes. That's it. Everything else is all plastic, which is great. I'm just excited to have a Pikachu kit that's not only incredibly adorable, but isn't incredibly tiny and full of stickers and really stupid. So I love this kit a lot. So if you're a Pikachu fan, definitely go ahead and pick this one up. I'm particularly excited about the whole back, these ones being plastic. The lines and particularly the butt end of the tail right there look incredible, which is great because most of the time they end up looking like absolute garbage on the little tiny Pikachus. So, really huge fan of this kit. So, let's see if Victini can keep the trend going. And here we are with Victini. Victini is one of my favorite legendaries. I love the fire and psychic combination as a dual type. I think that's incredible. Plus, it's all so freaking adorable. Love it. So, here is Victini. Victini has another head-moving gimmick. This time, it kind of does a dance or something. As you can see, this arm kind of raises higher than the other one. But it's not a simple push mechanism, so it's not really all that surprising. However, unlike Pikachu, the arms can move up and down on their own right. They just fall right back down, so there isn't as much posability. But his little butt wings are can rotate, so you got some movement there. In terms of stickers, Victini's got a lot more than Pikachu did, but it's still really well done. The light blue shade on his eyes are a sticker. The white on the eyes are a sticker. I'm pretty sure this entire upper mouthpiece, the red and the teeth, are stickers, which is good because I hate putting on the little tiny stickers, and having the entire upper mouthpiece be one sticker helped to make the teeth look nice. The little red black dot on his nose is a sticker as well, and these black pieces inside of the ear. So there's a lot of stickers on here. However, they're a lot bigger and they work quite a bit nicer than the evolution kits do. So Victini's probably not as good as the Pikachu kit is. However, it is quite a bit nicer than some of the kits we've gotten lately. As I always say with these, the individual kits are incredibly well done. The stickers are usually big enough and coherent enough to stay where they're supposed to be and end up looking nice in the long run. Whereas the evolution sets are kind of really smaller and scattered and so stickered to where it just doesn't look all that right. So Victini is a definite plus, so let's go ahead and bring Pikachu back in and take a final thought. Okay, so here we have with Pikachu and Victini. Like I said, these kits were a little bit cheaper than the others, so you should be able to get both of these if you wanted to for about $22 or so shipped. Not sure about the shipping costs exactly, but these are very lightweight, so you shouldn't get tacked on by weight in terms of shipping. The boxes are a little bit big, but most of the time you're going to rarely see a shipping box as small as this, so we're technically in the clear. So I really like these. Pikachu in particular surprised me because I'm not a huge Pikachu fan, but this is actually one of my favorite kits to date. It just kind of captures the model building experience decently well. I mean, it's obviously a very, very beginner's take on model kits. It's mostly large pieces, and the gear gimmicks inside are really simple in the long run compared to like master grade Gundam kits or something like that. So these are really simple. I'm pretty sure a 5-year-old could probably build it with supervision, no problem. Your average 10, 11-year-old should be able to do this absolutely fine on their own. Really like these. The boxes look pretty nice. The kits built together look incredible, and I just have to say that I really do dig these two kits. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at Kyurem, so stay tuned for that. We get to see a little ice dragon and maybe bring in Zekrom Reshiram or something like that. So stay tuned for those. Definitely recommend these if you're a fan of any of these two Pokemon. Even if you're not, they're still incredibly fun to build, and they look nice in the long run. So you can check out shukenshinobi.com for all the latest updates on my reviews and hauls, and of course check out Riders, Rangers, and Rambles.com for all the latest Toku news in the craziest way possible. So take care and have a great one.